Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. Hello for the first time, how are you doing? I hope you're alright, hope you've had a fantastic week or day or whatever, I don't know. Just hope you're good. Today we're making something I've never made before and that's why we're making it. So Marcus, he really likes ginger cake, ginger cookies, anything gingery, and usually I'll just make him like ginger cake and ice it. It's just normal ginger cake with white icing on top and that's him. But I seen this thing online yesterday. I actually think I seen it on a Cravendale advert and it's called Parkin, P-A-R-K-I-N. Apparently it's a Yorkshire cake and it's made with oats and treacle and stuff. It sounds like quite spicy with ginger. It sounds like it's going to be quite nice. To be honest, I hate ginger, so I'll hate it. But it sounds like something that Marcus would really like. Also, I'm intrigued because a lot of stuff that I read about it said that it'll last up to 5 days and it actually gets better over time. It's not something I've ever heard of from a cake. Usually cakes get stale and they go dry. It's a bit rubbish. So we'll see how that goes. Today is a very casual video. Just got a t-shirt and some joggies and stuff on. My clothes don't fit me anymore and I just need to wear what I can wear, unfortunately. This cake has to go into a fan oven at 140 or a normal oven at 160. I don't know what gas that is and I don't know what Fahrenheit that is, but I will put that in the description below. The ingredients we're going to need is porridge oats, or like rolled oats, or what is it Americans call it? Oatmeal. Then we need light brown soft sugar. We need self-rising flour, 1 egg, butter, treacle, syrup, milk and ginger. So we have all of that. I have a brownie tin in front of me because in the Cravendale advert it looked like it was square. Now this cake is literally just cake. Nothing fancy, no icing, none of that. It's literally just you pull it out like a brownie, you cut it into squares, Bob's your uncle. So it's not the most exciting cake in the world, but I am so curious to how it's going to be. And honestly, it looks somewhere between a flapjack and a cake, and it looks right up Marcus's street. So I'm really excited to give him something that he's never tried before. So that'd be cool. So hands are clean before we start, and just because I'm lazy, I am going to grease my tin just now. So I just use butter to grease the edges, and then I'll put a wee bit on the bottom and then a parchment paper at the bottom of it. I've cut a strip of parchment paper that's long enough to poke up the sides to provide me with a handle to pull the cake out once it's done. Kind of like what you would do with brownies and stuff. Just like that. So I'll set that to the side for now and we'll wash our hands again. So I've got two bowls in front of me because this cake calls for melting the syrup and the sugar and the treacle together. I would recommend doing that over bain-marie. I've done that a few times on my channel if you don't know what that is, but it's basically just a pot of simmering water. You put the bowl of stuff you want to melt on top of it and it will do it gently. I am very lazy, I'm not going to do that, but that's what I recommend. All I'm going to do is microwave mine because it says melt them together, but I don't imagine this stuff has to be like boiling hot or anything. It literally just has to be melted, you know, because golden syrup and treacle and stuff are very, very thick. When you heat them up, they go really, really thin. So I imagine that's why you're heating them up. So for butter, it wants 200 grams. So that's fine. So we'll shove 200 grams of butter in this thing. Then it will turn off before you do it and then you won't measure it. You need to take it back out again. Right. So we have 201, but that's fine. Now it wants 200 grams of golden syrup. So I have mine in the squeezy tub. Heart disease. That is a lot of golden syrup. Now it wants 85 grams of treacle. Treacle is a bitch. So with treacle you would like heat up a spoon, put the warm spoon into the treacle so it'll slide off your spoon better. You can do that by having a cup of boiling water, have it next to you, have your spoon in it, and then peel it out, like, then pull it out the boiling water, put it in the treacle, and then put it in straight away dead fast. Or if you're me and you're very, very lazy, you don't do any of that, you just do your best. So I have a spatula here that I'm going to use to scrape this off a spoon, but very carefully because you also need to measure it at the same time. Treacle's a bitch, man. I mean, it tastes great, but it's so crap to like work with. Okay, so that's 69. Way. So let's have a wee look. What do we want? 80 grams? 85 grams? I'm watching Marcus, having to repeat myself. Right. Oh shit, see that's 91 grams. Okay, so are we going to try and salvage this out for the sake of 5 grams? Oh, that's 87 grams, that's 88 grams, that'll do. Again, there's a much easier way to do that, and I recommend you do that way. Not the way I just did. And lastly, we have sugar. So I'm going to sift my sugar into this bowl and then pour it into that one, because sifting brown sugar is a pain in the hole, it goes everywhere. So it's 85 grams of this. So we'll pour that straight in there. All I'm going to do is put it in the microwave, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for like 20 seconds at a time, take it out, stir it, 20 seconds at a time, take it out, stir it. Right, so I take it all back. You don't need to use the bain-marie. That took minutes. Didn't even take minutes, it took literally like 45 seconds in the microwave, just taking it out every couple of seconds. Maybe every 15-20 seconds and stirring it. But yeah, I mean, that is fully dissolved now. So just do it in the microwave. It smells great actually. Oh, it does. It smells really good actually. Right, so we'll set that to the side now, because we don't need that anymore. Now we need to get our porridge or oatmeal or whatever. So 100 grams of that, 250 grams of self-rising flour, 1 whole tablespoon of ginger goes in now. So once you've got your porridge, your flour and your ginger in there, stir that all together. Then you're going to pour your dry into your wet, but I've done it the wrong way around, and my dry is in the big bowl and my wet is in the wee bowl. So I'm going to pour my wet into my dry. But please make sure you pour your dry into your wet. So I'm going to make a wee well in the middle, and then we're just going to pour this delicious smelling gooey liquid straight in there. So obviously this cake is keto friendly, diabetes friendly, Weight Watchers friendly. It's really, really good for you, this cake. I fully recommend that you eat this cake on all diets, and there's no calories in it whatsoever, so happy days. So mix that round, and then once that's fully mixed, we're going to add in our egg and our milk, jam it in a tin, jam it in the oven, and we're good to go. Very wet, it's a very, very wet cake. Cool. So 4 tablespoons of milk apparently is what we need, even though it's already super wet, but whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 egg. Obviously, be careful about the temperature of your sugar and stuff. If you've just melted your syrup and your sugar and stuff together the way I did over like less than a minute, then your stuff shouldn't be that hot, so it shouldn't cook the egg. Also, you're putting the milk in as well, so that should cool it down. But if you've maybe not noticed and maybe your sugar mixture is absolutely roasting, wait till all that stuff cools down before you put it in, because if you don't, you're going to cook your egg. So yeah, I'm just mixing this in. I'm not whisking it or anything. I'm literally just mixing it until it combines. So there's been a pause because someone came to my door. It was a plumber. We have a small plumbing issue. Anyway, so there's been maybe 25 minutes since I was last here. Nothing's changed other than the porridge is now soaked up some of the liquid. That is not part of this recipe. You do not have to stop for 25 minutes to let the porridge soak up the fucking liquid. I don't know if it's going to change the cake at all, but it's still pretty wet. Anyway, it's fully mixed now, so I'm just going to pour this straight into my dish. You can see what I mean about it almost being like a flapjack consistency. And then we're just going to flatten it out a wee bit, spread it out into the tin. and this will now bake for 50 minutes to about an hour. Really just depends on your oven. But there we are, there we have it. So I'm just going to clean up this mess that's now in the oven for 50 minutes. After 50 minutes I'm going to have a wee look at it, I'm going to poke it with a stick to see if it is refreeze. Not just poke it with any old stick, I'm going to poke it with like a wooden skewer and see how wet it comes out. I think it probably should still be a little bit wet. I don't think it's supposed to be like brownie wet, but I think it's supposed to be like sticky, like a really, really sticky ginger cake. But I'll poke it with a stick anyway and see what happens, and then I'll see how it goes. I might put it in for another 10 minutes, I might not. I've never made this before, but the instructions that I've got say 50 minutes to an hour, so we'll see. I'll be back probably in about 2 hours time, because by that point it'll be cold enough to eat, and we'll see how it tastes. So I'll see you then. Bye. So the camera just broke and it froze and we never noticed. So we don't know how much has been recorded, but basically all I did was cut it up.
I enjoyed the cake.
And he's eating it still.
Yeah.
But I've ate a wee bit of it, because I'm not really a big fan of ginger cake, but it's quite nice, because it's not like super gingery, even though there's a full tablespoon of ginger in it. Aye. But like, so the inside's like soft and cakey, and the outside is like hard and crispy, because of all the porridge oats, isn't it? But it's nice. Like, do you think it's somewhere between a flapjack and a cake?
Aye, so that halfway point was good.
Strangely enough, I bet this cake lasts for like 5 days, and apparently the longer you leave it, the better it tastes.
Right.
But Bronson, stop crying, son. But I assumed, like, I think I read somewhere that it gets like softer. But because it's already got a hard edge, I would assume that it would get harder. But anyway, but see the edge, the crispy bits, the edge bits are really nice. They're like really caramelised and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, that's good, I really like it.
So would you prefer this to ginger cake? Or see the ginger iced cake, or do you prefer that?
I think I like this. It'll taste better once it's cold.
Think so?
I like cold sweets, don't know why. I don't like eating warm sweets.
It's quite a warm cake though, like it's got warming flavours like treacle and ginger and stuff in it, so to me I would have that with custard, like I would have that hot. It's not as gingery as I thought it was going to be, but it is really nice. I actually quite like it. And I don't really like ginger cake, or ginger for that matter, and I think that's lovely. Imagine this cured my morning sickness.
Imagine.
And then just made me obese as well. But yeah, I'm quite proud of that cake. I think it was quite nice.
I give this cake a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10? Have you ever had a cake that's 10 out of 10?
No.
I was at last.
But I don't know what to do with my hands.
I see, you've never had a cake that's 10 out of 10?
No.
No? What's the closest 10 out of 10? You've ever eaten?
The blondies.
Shut up.
Oh, real?
Are they like a 9.5 then? Really?
Yeah.
So blondies are a 9.5 and that's a 9?
I love blondies.
Oh. Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
That's why every time you make them I eat too many and then I get sick.
Would you eat like a ginger blondie? I think that'd be nice. Like imagine this as a brownie.
I don't know. I'm unsure.
Interesting. Well, that was fun. I'm glad I made that cake because it's real easy. You literally just like melt butter and sugar and syrup and that, and then mix it with your flour and put it in the oven for now.
Cool.
So I've never heard of Parkin before, but that was Parkin. It tastes really nice. I don't like ginger, and even I like it. And it'd be a good cake for bonfire night, eh?
Aye.
Because it's like the spicy flavour.
Of bonfire night.
No, but now like bonfire night, they always have like gingery things
like
and
fire.
Oh, you know what I mean. There's like warming things that you're supposed to eat outside and
fire.
Max, why do you like this? Trying to have like a reasonable conversation about flavours.
Talk about fire.
I'm talking about fire. I'm talking about bonfire night.
Fire. It's in the name. Anyway, I'm going to go back to playing Watch Dogs. This was fun. Thank you for the cake.
You're very welcome. Do you want this cake in the fridge then, because you want it to be cold?
Yeah.
Right. What?
No.
Are you going to be an arsehole there?
No, I was just looking at the camera.
You going to say bye?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Why are you just staying?
I don't know. What am I meant to do?
Leave? You just said bye?
Leave? Alright, cool. I'll fuck off then.
You just said bye?
Bye. Bye.
So there you go. This is Parkin, and I fully recommend it. Dead easy, and as long as you've got the ingredients in the house, it should be cheap enough to make. But obviously treacle and stuff isn't something that most people have. But yeah, I think it's really nice and I recommend making it. So thank you so much for coming to watch me make Parkin. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I also have merch and a Patreon, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.